Did you know that you might be underestimating your Spanish skills? Yep, there's a good chance that you know more Spanish than you think, but you're underusing it. Today, I'm going to show you a simple trick that's going to give your vocabulary an instant little boost, and it doesn't involve memorizing any new words. Are you ready? Let's go. There's a cheat code in Spanish that's called compound words. It exists in other languages too. Compound words are words created by combining two or more smaller words together. And the best part is that you probably already know the pieces. Here's a quick example. Rascacielos. The word rascacielos that consists of rasca and cielos. Rascar, which means to scratch, and cielos, rarely used in plural, but y'all, you all probably know the word cielo, sky. Together, it's rascacielos, a sky scratcher? It's a skyscraper, right? So if you already knew these two words, rascar and cielo, it makes it much easier to memorize the word rascacielos, or maybe even understand it right away without running into it ever in the past.
Vivo en un rascacielos tan alto que tardo más en bajar que en llegar al trabajo.
One thing to keep in mind here is that rascacielos, el rascacielos, is a singular word, even though it doesn't seem like it with that little s at the end. But it is singular. If you want to say many rascacielos, you just say los rascacielos. But the word rascacielos doesn't change. So just keep that little thing in mind. Another great thing about compound words is that they work both ways. For example, I didn't know the word rascar before I knew the word rascacielos. So when I finally ran into the word rascar, scratch, I thought, oh wait, like in rascacielos. So maybe you think you've learned one word, but in reality, you've learned three. Another example, Bocachancla. I love this one actually because it's kind of cool and I have to say a little wild. Bocachancla, which consists of boca, mouth, and chancla, a flip-flop, is used to describe somebody who talks way too much or says things that they really shouldn't. A total blabbermouth or a big mouth. Think about the logic of it. When you're wearing a flip-flop and you're walking, your heel is banging against that flip-flop, producing that clap, clap, clap sound and that visual effect of a mouth that just never shuts, right? So it's a perfect way of saying that somebody doesn't control what they're saying. They're just talking and talking and talking and spilling secrets. It's a masterpiece.
Se lo conté a María. Y a los 5 minutos ya lo sabía hasta el loro del vecino. Vaya bocachancla.
So before we jump into the next 3 words, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you're liking it so far, and hit that subscribe button because on this channel I speak a lot about Spain, life in Spain, and non-textbook Spanish, kind of similar to what we're doing right now. Word number 3, altavoz, altavoz, which comes from 2 words, alto or alta, which is high or loud, and voz, la voz, which means voice. So what's that one thing that makes your voice or music louder? It's a speaker. Pon la música en el altavoz, que así se escucha mejor. But wait, what was that? En el altavoz? Wasn't it la voz? That happens, unfortunately, and this is something to be careful with when you learn compound words. Just double check the grammar there, because it may change. It was la voz before, feminine, and now it's el altavoz. Well, you know, the world isn't perfect. The next example is rompecabezas. Rompecabezas. Romper, to break, and cabezas. Cabeza, a head. Head breaker. Actually, another very logical one, because it means a puzzle. Some puzzles can break your head, This one is actually a jigsaw puzzle. Rompecabezas, a jigsaw puzzle. And it makes total sense because we've all been in that situation when you're trying to solve that huge puzzle, like a 1,000-piece puzzle, and you're 15 pieces into it and already questioning your life choices. So it's a perfect word for a jigsaw puzzle. Este rompecabezas me está volviendo loca. And just like el rascacielos, el rompecabezas is also a singular word. Doesn't seem like it, but it is what it is.
Probably because it breaks multiple heads, not just yours.
The next example, telaraña. Tela, araña, they share that middle A. Tela, which means fabric, and araña, which is a spider. So they come together to form a spider web, right? That fabric that spiders weave.
¡Oh, qué asco! Hay una telaraña enorme en aquella esquina.
Compound words are fun. They don't only give you that little vocabulary or even motivation boost that you probably needed, but they kind of tell you a little story. They're even showing you the logic behind the language, how it evolved, and how the meaning was formed. So they're extremely cool and extremely fun to learn. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.